Okay, so thank you for joining us today here on Femme De La Creme, where we interview the most inspiring females at the top of their field about success, entrepreneurship, female empowerment, and of course, body positivity. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so let me introduce you to the female powerhouse, recording artist, rapper, songwriter, entrepreneur, co-founder of Fly Nation Studios, choreographer, actress, and style icon.
Oh my God, when you say it like that.
That's right, we got Mimi Fly in the
That's
house.
me.
Hey, Mimi, how you doing, babe?
I am good.
You're good. You feel good?
I've
Hearing
missed
how good
you.
you are. I've missed
I
you
feel good.
too. Well, we haven't seen each other in a minute, have we?
A minute seems like forever, babe.
Well, it has
Was
been
it last
since
year?
it was when you found out you're going to be doing Gaga Vaganza. That was the last time we saw each other.
Yeah, that
It's
was
been
like
too long.
5 months ago. Yeah, no.
It's 1 year at
Yeah,
least. You see, everyone, we used to be neighbors, and then
yes.
Mimi left me and moved away. So that's why we haven't seen each other in so long. But the love's still there, right?
Always and forever, baby.
All right, Mimi. So thank you for joining me today. I
Thank
want
you
to
for
ask
having
you.
me.
Oh, my pleasure.
Yeah.
So on this segment, we discuss female empowerment, body positivity, and generally I find you to be a very inspirational woman. So I just want to ask you a bit more about your experience in the industry. So we'll start with the recording industry itself. Do you find that being a female in the recording industry is generally tougher than males would have it?
Of course. We are living in a man's world. We must know this, and especially in the music industry, where you have like most producers, most beat makers, all men. We deal with sexism almost every day.
Every
right?
day, and you are one fierce female. So how do you navigate it when you're working with a man that say is treating you less than, you know what I mean, talking down to you as if you're a woman? You're a strong woman, so I can't imagine a lot of men would, but I'm sure it still happens.
It still happens to this very day. But I guess to me, like I have this when I'm on my creating mode, when I'm crafting, I have this like this high confidence that it's going to work. So that is okay. So when you have that kind of feelings deep inside you, this is like from within. You see, so this is strong. This one drives you. It drives me. And then these men, or they will just come and actually they're not trying to do anything. They're just trying to like co-create with you. But because of their egos and how they think that we don't know what we want, but we do know here.
Yeah, we do.
So we must also
intuition,
understand.
baby.
Yeah, so we must know how to navigate and also accept that people are different, especially like for the creative people like us. We are all different, sensitive, empathic people. Yeah, influenced by energies, and if it's a vibe, it's a low vibe, it will get to you. So it's important for me to keep moving. So the way I do it, I'm pretty much still practicing and learning how to detach myself and let it go. That's the you gotta learn how to let it go.
Absolutely.
Things personally,
because you're going to be faced with it. So I think you're very intelligent at navigating it, because I've seen you, because you can be sassy and you can be assertive without people realizing you're doing
classic
ratchet. That's right. However, you have this way of doing it with a smile on your face, so people don't quite realize that they're being put in their place. So it's quite impressive, because I get very, you've seen me, I get really like, when someone tests my sense. You are amazing.
Libra,
that's right.
trait.
Sagittarius. All right, so then, speaking of a man's world, you were the front woman for One Nation MCs for how many years, girl? Like,
how was
that, working closely with an entire group of men? Even your management team at the time were all male, right? Did you find there was a power imbalance in that sense?
Of course. I think this is normal, especially I do find my life journey is pretty interesting, knowing the fact that I have this kind of experience, knowing that I have to speak up because they have to treat me like the partner, like I'm a partner. I'm not your wife.
Yeah.
I don't do things for you. Yes, I'm a nurturer naturally, but I am also your partner, meaning my words, my opinion for the whole team matters. And, you know, those stuff. We always battle this. And some people, like, sometimes, like, this is like countless times when I'm trying to actually approach them with, you know, propose them with new ideas. They didn't feel like it. You know, it's just, this is like how we have to work with, you know, how to be in harmony with a lot of male egos, you know. It's not, it's no problem, because to me their egos are what makes them men, but they can test you at some point. I had to learn to be friends, like to understand them by, you know, having this bond of friendship. And like it is easier for me to actually be looking with to the people that I work with as the tribe, the people, because it's a teamwork to me. The teamwork makes the dream work, baby.
Absolutely. All coming at from a, you know, coming at it from that same standpoint.
As much as like I see my alter ego as Mimi Fly, I'm creating that. But I know, like, in all songs that I've done, I like to actually combine souls. It's not just one soul when it comes to doing music. It has to be like from this guitarist or from that drummer or from that, you know, like it's a whole thing. And you know, you and I were the same. We always work with dances, but and it's like this sisterhood and this like this whole thing that makes me feel like the responsibility on my shoulder to actually lead. And because I have these ladies with me, you know, on stage, so this most, I got goosebumps just by
I know, I got goosebumps too, because I've seen your sisterhood with your sisters. They're not your dancers, they're your sisters. You're like me, we use the same people every time. If it works, we don't change it.
Like
we're loyal
with what and these dances especially, we relate, we resonate with one another. They're hustlers just like you, but
they
we're
are
singers.
little Nana.
Those are all girls, baby. And like you know, like your dances too, like
they are girls. We got our tribe. But that's what I think is so important, and that's what I love, is that you really sort of emulate that sisterhood vibe. And you can see it when it comes across in your performances, that you guys are not just, it's not just dancers you hired, you rehearsed on the stage before you went on. There is like this attitude that is just fierce. Anyone who sees your videos will know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh my God, yeah. Maybe one of these days I will just share with you guys the behind the scene, because I've been doing I'll be doing like breathe in, breathe out, you know, inhale greatness thing.
Hell yeah, you got it. That's why you're such a powerful woman. Okay, so moving on. Speaking of powerful, inspiring women, when I first met you, you had actually just released the killer single, Superfly. And everyone knew you was Mimi Fly, Superfly. And this song is like the female empowerment anthem. Is that what you meant to write it as? Was that the intention?
Not really. But during those time when I wrote that song, I was really I was depressed, and I had this mild anxiety every night where I started to shake. You know, it's not easy for me. It didn't come easy in my life. I had to deal with a lot of anxiety, uncertainty, and during Superfly's, the time when I just got divorced, I just started my whole singlehood again. Like I just started the whole and it empowers you naturally, I guess. That's why the song kind of like presents itself in the most natural and raw, like savage way, right? It's not so much of musicality so much, it's more of the attitude. And I love working with Audrey Mark and Shazzy and Omar K.
The legends.
These are all
legends
men,
in the
as we can see.
industry.
And I remember working with them, it wasn't easy. They almost called me a bitch.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that you were insistent that it had to go a certain way. And they didn't believe
Yeah,
you at the time, but after when it came together, they praised you, right? For sticking to your guns.
yeah. Yeah, and I got nominated, yeah, for Anugerah Planet Music in
Yeah, you
Singapore.
did. And can we just say you did not just get nominated, you performed at not only APM, but also at was that AIM?
ABP, yeah.
ABP. You were playing at all I knew was, oh my God, here's this girl who's my neighbor. We met at a filming and we got along like a house on fire. And I was like, oh my God, like I could feel those sisterhood vibes from you straight away. You were so welcoming to me, which a lot of other people in the industry hadn't been. And then the next thing I know, you are just like the most chill person behind the scenes, no ego, just like super fun to be hanging out with. But there you are being in high demand. Everyone wants you for the opening of every award show. And just, I couldn't be more proud of you as a friend.
Oh, Cassie.
Just saying, just quietly, not so quietly. But I want to ask you a question. Now, you are one strong, fierce, inspiring woman. And I actually had the pleasure of getting to meet where I think that all sort of stems from, which is your mama.
My
Mama
mom.
Ramla. Can you
Mama
share a little bit
Ramla.
with us about your mom?
Oh. She's complicated. She's special. She's complex.
She is fantastic.
She's authentically her, unapologetically her. She has developed a very high self-confidence to a point that you cannot, you cannot push her around. She's not somebody you want to mess with.
And for those people that don't know who Mimi's
mother
is.
I gotta explain that. I'm sorry. Because
That's all right.
I always treat my mom like she's special. Like I don't even think of it as a flaw. Yeah. So my mom was born incapable of walking, right? Since she was born, her legs didn't grow. They just don't grow. So she's not paralyzed, but she got her legs with small and cute petite. She's also a novelist. She writes scripts. She's a script writer. And she's a novel writer. She's an author. She's also been working with the government for RTM for years.
And she won the ebook the Milang Award, right?
Yeah.
She's dominating. That's what she's doing.
She's tough. She's the kind who don't like to listen to us complaining. She can't have that. She's not gonna have that. Like listening to us complaining, like growing up, she'll be like, you want to complain? You don't want to check yourself? You want to complain right now? Yeah. So she's tough like that every time. But of course, like growing up is this whole suppressing your emotion, because you don't get to actually be vulnerable with that kind of strong woman, right? But it turns out to be okay. It turns out I'm okay.
You turned out all right. You turned out
okay. I turned out fly.
Super fly. It's funny. I was actually thinking today that I made the connection and I didn't realize. I think that one of the reasons we get along and we're so resilient is that my father is also technically disabled as well. You wouldn't know, but he's an amputee. He's got one leg, and he had the exact same mentality of like, cool, have you felt sorry for yourself enough? Are you gonna get up and get on with it now? And I feel like we have that resilience from our parents.
Right.
Yeah.
And she knows that I will snap back up. Like, she knows that I would just get back up.
Yes.
She knows that I would do that, but that's the way she does it with me. Like, so what? You want to complain all day? That's it. That's your life. She doesn't care.
I see a bit of you in there, Mimi. I've seen you do that. You've helped me in that way before.
I guess I'm like my mom.
It did. It rubbed off. That's for sure. It's all right. I needed a little tough love. Now, you've come from being around strong women. When you entered the music and the entertainment industry, because you're not just a singer, you're a dancer, choreographer, an actress, you've done it all. Did you find that you experienced much of this sisterhood in the entertainment industry, or did you find that it was a lot harder than you thought it would be, and it was harder to find females to connect with?
It was really hard because we are living in this world where people are fake.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not kid yourself, okay? There are people out there that's fake.
Mm-hmm.
They have hidden agenda. They're pretty manipulative, but you see, I guess it all comes from you. You attract where you are. I know for real. As long as I take care of myself, I take care of my energy. The one that I'm attracting to will actually reflect how I treat myself.
Mm.
So the fact that I'm enjoying my life, having this kind of sisters, I have like loyal people, loyal ladies that
Mm.
that are hustlers just like you. We have this kind of friends, babe. And I guess
Mm.
because this is who we are. So the
Mm.
message here is you gotta change here in order to
Mm.
attract what you want. And it's okay if you're not there yet, because it's a process, like it's a journey. Because
Yeah.
back then, like before I get to discover this whole sisters surrounding me, before that was all about sexism, and now I have to stand up for myself. I have to speak up,
Mm.
and I have to fight. There are phases in your life, and finally when you get to to this times when it's like a reward, and you treasure that. I'm so
Mm.
grateful for the bond that I have with the female in the industry, because we need each other. It's not that we need each other. We support each other, and that's how we make our life better.
Yeah. Well, can you think of a time in the industry when unexpectedly there was a female that sort of helped you out and brought you up as opposed to brought you down? Was there anyone that sort of made an impact on you that's a female within your career, whether it's in front of the scenes or behind the scenes?
One of the ladies that is unforgettable to me is Farah Fauzana. She's a radio
Mm,
announcer for
yeah.
Era Hot FM, and she is like my sister, because when I was 5 years old, maybe 5 6 years old, I went for a shooting as a kid actress, and
Yeah.
I went to her house and I acted with her sister, and from that moment on we became family friends,
Mm,
and yeah, so I watched her, like she graduated and then she becomes Farah Fauzana. Like I went to this audition with her, so I witnessed her life transform, and then when it's my turn, she was there.
yeah.
So you see, I understand the energy that I bring to people, because I know that, like, I'm committed to that. I know that this is what I want to give, and I find myself realizing more than ever now that I'm a true giver. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I overshare or I overgive, but it's true. It's like I'm that kind who just give, right? So I realized that with people that surrounding me, like Farah Fauzana, because she gives. The bond is different when you start giving. It feels different,
Yes.
just like you and me. We always give one another
Mm,
something to think
absolutely.
about, or to it's important,
Yeah.
that bond. It's not
It
just like,
has been.
hey babe, you're looking good, like you're my sister, like you're the no. This is more like, this is in depth, it's intense. It's like,
Mm.
we really lift each other from here
Yes, absolutely. And I
with
mean,
love.
I think we were both going through hard times in our life when we first met.
Oh
And
my god.
I, and it was funny, I think our souls kind of needed that friendship at that time. I'm definitely not surprised you had it with Farah as well, because though I haven't had the pleasure of getting to know her, she gives great energy. Meet her, it's not about competition. And one of the messages that
No.
I'm trying to push is that you're not in competition with each other at the end of the day. You should be in competition with yourself. And
Yeah.
the karma, I think, when we lift each other up, it comes back to you.
Yeah.
You agree?
You can't, yeah, exactly. It feels like when you change the way, you can cut the tie. You can
Mm-hmm.
cut that karma. You can no longer, like, okay, I'm ending this whole contract, like this karmic contract with the past. It's crucial that we know this. To me, like as a woman, like, I find that I have always been guided by my intuition, and it's a practice.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes it's not my intuition. Sometimes it's just my ego. Like I have my ego self that's been protecting me
Yes.
because of all the bad experiences that I had. So it's like this conditioning, because it's happening because how long have I
Mm.
been here? Like 12 years, yeah. It's been
Exactly.
12 years in the industry. So it's not as much as the rest, but 12 years has done a lot to me, like, you know.
Not a lot of people last 12 years, that's for sure. You got to give yourself
Oh
props
my
for
God,
that.
that's like the longest commitment I have with something. My career. Like,
This is a
I don't
lifelong
even
commitment, babe. This is only the beginning for you. I'm sure we're still going to see amazing things from you. And hopefully we get to do a proper collaboration one day. Putting it out there.
We must, yeah.
Putting
I'm
it
so
down.
happy with Harapan. I'm so happy
Oh,
with
yes.
their nice
Yes.
perspective. I love it. I love the lyrics. This nice perspective. I'm like, oh my God, this is what you want to talk about? This is cool, Cassie.
Well,
awesome.
Thank you. Thank you very
amazing.
much. Yes, our collaboration Harapan with the amazing graphic concept. He is awesome. Seafood.
I'm working on my album right now. Whew.
You are. That's right. I was going to ask you what you are working on. You hiding away. I know you're in your creation phase at the moment.
Yeah.
So we're working on a full album instead of just a single. What style is it going to be?
It's R&B. It's different. I've never done this before, so I'm pretty excited and nervous at the same time. But man, it feels good. Feels good to actually like really think about what do you want to do, like, you know, because I've been singing for 12 years and I don't have an album for myself. I don't want that. Like, I don't want that kind of legacy. Let's just get this album done. Yeah.
You need to leave your legacy. I know you.
Yeah, like is it too much?
Not at all. It's just enough.
Yeah, babe. I'm so excited. Can't wait for people to listen, because I find like being an artist, you deal with, I don't know, like sometimes I feel like the universe tests us more, the artist, because you get to write and, you know, from your experience, and sometimes these experiences, they're intense, deep, and you're pretty uncomfortable. So let's just state it right here that it has not been comfortable for me, whatever that's happening in my life. But yeah, I get to isolate myself, so it's happening. That's what I've been working on, just to clear energy, purging a lot, babe. And music has always been the one that's been rescuing me from all this anxiety.
And you're always very candid in your music, so I can imagine that we'll definitely be getting to hear some awesome thoughts coming from you.
Oh my God, yeah, it's pretty raw this time. This time it's different. Oh my God. Sorry,
yeah, that's what we want to see when it comes to being challenged as an artist, because yes, we all have our ups and downs. I'm intrigued to know if you've ever run into any judgment or any issues when it comes to your appearance, your body, because people in Malaysia, they refer to you as Rihanna Malaysia or Fergie Malaysia are your two taglines. First and foremost, I want to ask you, do you find that to be a compliment, or do you feel it takes away from your individuality as an artist? How does it make you feel to be given those taglines?
At first, I was offended. At first, I didn't like it, because here I am, like, crafting my, you know, making my name, building things up for myself, and letting the whole world know that this is Mimi Fly. But in the end, what you get is you're Rihanna, but you're not Rihanna. You're like imposter. So I've been suffering imposter syndrome for a while.
Yeah, I feel
when people be talking about that, right? Because I'm not trying to copy anyone, but I guess it's just how people see it. Yeah, I've been shamed a lot. Yeah, I've been shamed a lot, because when I started,
in what way?
I was huge when I started. I've always been the voluptuous, big frame kind of girl
for the Asian market.
Yeah, and I'm not ashamed of my body, no matter how chubby it gets. Like, I love my body. I love my body. There's something that there's no changing it. I see myself no longer like looking in the mirror and like complain about whatever, or holding my fats, or like, no, I'm no longer like, every time I look in the mirror, even when I'm naked, I'll be like posing, like, oof, you know, like loving your body in a way that is really real with you. Like, you really see yourself loving your body. I always practice this in front of the mirror. But yeah, body shaming happened, but you know, it's up to us whether we want to be affected by it, or just be unbothered, man.
Well, that's one thing, is that you have always been very confident in yourself, fully and wholly. And I've seen you bigger and smaller. I've seen you tiny also. But it's funny, your confidence stayed the same the whole way through. And it wasn't about pleasing other people or doing it for anyone else. You were on that journey at that time. But I'm intrigued to know, is there anywhere at any of those times which you felt better? Did you feel better being smaller? Have you felt better when you're a bit more curvier? What feels best for
Yeah,
your skin?
I feel better. I mean, I feel good in any shape. That's what I realized, because I'm the kind who likes to experiment. I'm all about I like to experiment what my body is capable of. That's why I dance. That's why I work out. I want to know. I want to know how far can you go, memes? How far? Right? And because I've always been active my whole life, so I'm right now like in my 30. I'm 33 years old. I want to know, this is a new body. This is not like when I was 18 or when I was 23. No. This is 33. How are you in your 33? So
Yes.
I like to experiment a lot. So that's why people see me, like sometimes I get skinny, sometimes I get leaner, sometimes I focus on workout only, sometimes I focus on intermittent fasting only, sometimes but it's all only because I want to know what my body is capable of. Got nothing to do with I want to lose weight, or not really, because to me, like, your body is your body, and like we're beautiful like it is, man. Like we're okay. Like I got no complaint. Like, this is the thing, because we don't get to complain much because you have that kind of mom.
Yeah, exactly.
What kind of thing you want to complain about your body? She can't walk. Shut up.
Exactly. It's so true, because people lose that perspective. And you said that you dealt with people body shaming you. I'm assuming is that more through comments in social media, and how do you deal with them?
Especially in Malaysia, it's an Islamic country. I'm not a hijabi. I like to reveal skin. I guess it's my Venus in Scorpio. I'm comfortable in my own skin, I guess. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I find that you do dance really perfectly, though, Malaysia, they've got events that you can dress more modestly. You must dress more modestly, and others where you can dress as you wish, and you always are perfectly dressed for the event. But also, I think you're a perfect example of how you can be sexy yet still covered.
Yeah, I learned.
So when it comes to comments, how do you deal with someone who writes a negative comment on your social media? Does it get to you? What do you do?
Well, to ask me this question now, really, I don't care. Really. None of my business. They have the right. It's their birthright to say whatever. It's their opinion. They got nothing to do with me. Got nothing to do with me. It's them.
Yeah.
So they are the one expressing what they are going through, but they're going to use whatever that they're going through. They're going to use me, like maybe, to express what they don't like about themselves. That's what I see. The more people talk about the negative stuff to me, the more I see you, more than you see me. So it gives me comfort knowing that, when I read it, it's like, yeah, I'm intrigued to find out, because I want to know what you think, though, because this is not my statement, it's yours. So I get to actually explore the kind of negative minded people, the way that like I find it interesting. So I don't really care. I don't really care. It doesn't offend me. I'm not offended. It's not about me. It's none of my business. It's just them. This is what I like about my life. Yeah. I guess that's how it is, especially the people that got nothing else to do but just commenting on social medias. And really, do you have time like that, Cassie? No.
Exactly.
I have 24 hours a day. I would never spend 2 hours just to do
choosing to
trying to prove
put
a point.
negativity.
Yeah, trying to prove a point. Like no one else is right, only you are right. So we get to see the world this way. As an artist, this is a privilege.
Oh, that's
the
amazing.
Practice. Yeah.
That is the best way to look at it. And then that is so empowering when you put it like that, because really it no longer becomes about you, and you just let go of any responsibility to that person's opinion. So I think that's really inspiring.
Right.
Now I'm going to ask you a couple of quick questions, and then we're going to wrap on up. So, your style icon, who would it be?
Oh, damn. I like Rihanna. Rihanna's style is like comfortable, and Billie Eilish, yeah. Her style is amazing. I like the street style, Tana Taylor, and of course J-Lo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hell
J-Lo.
yeah, I can see all the fusion of all of those in your style, that's for sure. If you could only pick, alive or dead, one woman that you would want to meet with and understand their process, their thoughts, their process of how they got to where they are, who would you pick to mentor
Rihanna.
you for one day? Rihanna.
It's only because I've been reading a lot about her. I really find Rihanna is the true icon that we all look up to, because she started from the bottom, right? And she's not, like, she's making it, but she's not from the US. She's just from an island. So she's just foreign. She's an alien. I always receive Fenty beauty products. So like the more I get to, because I feel like I needed to know more about this mogul. So Rihanna is the one woman that I would like to interview, and I would like to know what, how, and I would like to feel her energy, that kind of energy where it's not like you're all angel, you're just a little bit of both. You're light and shadow. And I value this kind of woman like Rihanna, who actually embrace both sides of her. Yeah.
There's still time. It could just happen.
Amen.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think you are sensational. You are very inspiring. I think that
it takes one to know one, babe.
Thanks,
it
girl.
Takes one to know one. I miss you.
I miss you too. Well, I'm so honored to know you, and thank you for being such a fierce, fantastic, and inspiring woman. And hopefully people will be able to get to know more about you. If anyone is watching Mimi for the first time, Mimi, where can they find you?
Oh, they can find me on Instagram. They can find me on my YouTube channel, Mimify. Stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned. More coming. More to come.
Thanks, Mimi.
Thank you, Cassie.